Hello everyone! We've covered the story of the Jailer and what they have meant for the story of Warcraft, but their demise is not all that the ending of Shadowlands leaves us with. The expansion ripples on for several characters or factions, which we're going to be talking about today. Starting off with Pelagos, a Kyrian that we met at the start of our adventure within the Shadowlands. They've stepped up, they've taken on the role of the new Arbiter. They'll now be judging the souls that come in, giving all a chance at redemption, rather than sending them straight into the maw.
Never again will a mortal soul be sent to its depths. All deserve a chance at redemption.
These souls are not the only ones in need of judgment. After realizing that the Jailer was not going to make the dreams come true, Sylvanas Windrunner decided to step away and stand against him. In return, he was kind enough to restore her soul.
Her crimes are unforgivable.
Yes.
And she... Vanish! I must face the consequences.
We cannot change the past, and we may never find forgiveness in the future. But inaction damns us all. Time is short, Ranger General. Make your choice.
With her at our side, we managed to stop the Jailer. Now that, of course, it doesn't erase all that came before. And now it's time for judgments.
Be warned, their words will be harsh.
I expect no less.
You defiled our sacred groves. Torment is all you deserve.
Your sins are beyond measure!
How many souls have you doomed?
We trusted you! You betrayed us all!
My home, my family, all burned to ashes.
Is it justice they seek, or vengeance?
Anger and pain make it difficult to tell the difference.
The flow of souls into the maw has ended. The Covenants and the Shadowlands have been restored. Only one task remains. Sylvanas Windrunner, the time for your judgment is at hand. There can be no true justice without compassion. And I can see your deeds bear the mark of the Jailer's influence. An influence we failed to contain.
The Jailer did not control me. My actions were mine alone, and I accept their consequences.
Then, you know in your heart to whom you must answer.
I submit to the judgment of Tyrande Whisperwind.
Entrusting justice to your most fervent adversary. Are there any gathered here who object to this fate? So be it.
What game do you play now, Banshee? The Sylvanas I hunted would never submit to the blade of her enemy.
Death would be a merciful end, Tyrande. And I do not expect your mercy.
Your newfound remorse might be genuine, but it can never erase all you have done. There will be no peace for you, Windrunner, until there is peace for the souls of your victims. The prisoner is in my charge now. Bring her!
And now, after so long, there is much we need to say to one another.
I know, sisters. But judgment comes.
Below lies the maw, an unjust fate to which you doomed so many. And it will be there that your penance begins. Every soul lost in its depths, betrayed or condemned, you shall find and send forth to the Arbiter, to be judged with the compassion all souls deserve. You will toil there, under Dorotha's watchful eye, scouring every darkened reach, until the final soul is free, and you are all that remains. This is how you shall bring renewal to your victims and my people.
However long it takes, it shall be done.
Undo Falador, old friend. Watch her well.
I've seen the question float around that if, with the upcoming time skip, as we're going to move 3 years into the future between the ending of Shadowlands and the start of Dragonflight, if with that skip we might already see the Banshee Queen make a return into the story, but I personally doubt it. They describe the punishment in the Sylvanas novel, where both women knew that the task was all but impossible. Souls had been entering the maw since the very creation of the Machine of Death. Tyrande smiled coldly as he saw the realization on Sylvanas' face. Even in the somberness and the shame of her judgments, there had been moments that moved Sylvanas deeply. She'd been allowed to say farewell to Illyria and Varissa. Now that she was, if not entirely whole, at least some of who she had once been, Sylvanas could see that there was still love there. Still, awkward and alien to her, but precious. Now that the jailer was destroyed and the covenants of the Shadowlands were working together once more, there was a slim chance that one day she might be able to see her parents and Lirav as well.
I found you before, my love. I will find you again.
Even with time being wonky in the Shadowlands, the task ahead of her is one that's going to take a really long time. Ultimately, I'd imagine that she'll spend her time in the Maw until Blizzard wants to bring her back into the story. Not alone either, Dorothea will share her punishment within the Maw, keep a close eye on the convicted. And then there's another that checks in.
Why are you here, Anduin? Your kingdom and your friends are awaiting your return.
My friends. The ones I almost killed. They believe my hands are clean. But they don't feel clean.
It is perilous to confuse what you are made to do with what you choose to do.
How can I not when it all blurs together? It was so horrific and exhilarating. And it sickens me to think that satisfaction may have been mine.
Ah, so that's why you've come. You fear you might not be who you thought you were.
I'm starting to wonder if I ever knew. For the first time in my life, I'm afraid that if I call on the light, it won't answer. If I've no trust in myself, how can I expect my kingdom to trust me? To put their faith in me when mine has faltered?
Must you bear that weight?
A king does not have a choice.
No choice? I thought you believed in free will.
I need time to think about many things.
Anduin, I have faced who I was and accepted what I've done. Now, the work begins.
Yes, it does. Farewell, Sylvanas Windrunner. Until our paths cross again.
Farewell, little lion.
Being dominated by the jailer, it's left its marks on young Anduin, who even before all of that felt great pressure upon his soul. He's going to need time to figure things out, and it's anyone's guess how long that's going to take or where he might go. It will give Tyrande more time on the throne, and who knows where the Alliance and Horde might end up under his leadership. Now, speaking of leadership, the Horde has already stepped away from a single war chief. Instead, they embrace the council, in which all the different factions get a voice. In the case of the Forsaken, however, their Banshee Queen is now gone, and a while ago we did a video speculating on the idea of having Kalia Menethil replacing her. There's even the idea of Derek Proudmoore filling the shoes of Nephanos. There was also the bloody crown of Lordaeron rediscovered in the Explorer's book, but all of that, it doesn't seem to be the plan, at least not by herself.
What have we here? The Menethil Princess.
I have come to help as best I can, Commander.
Do not linger. All right. What are we going to do about the plague in the Undercity?
Don't you mean what are we going to do about her?
We should focus on the Blight. Farinell, do we have any more of your Plague Eaters?
This is my last one! And it's a puny thing. I can make more, but to be effective, they must be formulated to survive the plague!
If I may, our allies in the Shadowlands might be able to provide insight. In particular, the Plague Lords of Maldraxxus. Master Apothecary, what do you need to make your creation stronger?
Nothing less than a pure, undiluted sample of that plague. From deep within its reaches.
Very well. I will help acquire that sample for you.
That is one solution.
She won't succeed.
Despite their doubts, Kalia and her powers of the light, they're able to walk through the plague and grab the sample that we need. Next up is a little trip into the Shadowlands, Maldraxxus to be precise, where we empower the Plague Eater, but also learn more about Kalia's undeadness.
Before I take my leave, Margrave, may I speak to you concerning the nature of undeath?
You will find no one with greater knowledge on the subject than I, mortal. Proceed.
The Forsaken were raised through necromancy, and this shared origin has provided them a sense of unity. I, however, was raised by the light. That difference has caused me to wonder if I can ever truly find a place among them.
Necromancy is the art of animating unliving flesh. Here in Maldraxxus, we use the magic of death to accomplish our craft. But whether these rituals are empowered by death, or light, or any other magic, necromancy is necromancy. You perceive a difference where there is none, child.
Then perhaps I have found my purpose. Thank you, Margrave. Your perspective has been a great help.
It will be interesting to see what source or what reason they're going to come up with to keep the Forsaken going. Their generations, they've been brought back in on death by either the plague that spread in Warcraft 3, and then later with the aid of the Valkyr that allied to Sylvanas in the Cataclysm. Those Valkyr and the Banshee Queen, they're now gone. So are we going to see a new form of necromancy at some point? Who knows? For now, we assist Kalia and Lillian. We get what we need to cleanse the ruins, and we fight for the home of the Forsaken.
Keep your guard. No more excuses. No more Banshee Queen. The Forsaken have many different points of view, and we should be led by a council, not a single ruler.
My fellow Dark Rangers and I are with you.
Are we really going to trust a Menethil on the council?
I cannot escape the shadows of my past, but I have no desire for a throne. My place is here among you, and I vow to serve all our people.
I take you at your words, Lady Menethil. And we, the apothecaries, will help shape our brighter future.
Then it's settled. We are the Desolate Council. We are the Forsaken.
So many memories.
When we dark fallen elves were raised into undeath, Silvermoon shunned us. All that we knew, all that we loved, had been lost. In time, we found a place here within the ruins of Lordaeron. But after it was blighted in the war, we feared we had lost this home too. Today, we not only reclaimed our legacy, we began a new path forward. And for aiding our cause, we owe you a great debt. Together with all the Forsaken, we will build a future here. You will always be welcome among the Dark Rangers, friend. Hadiel Shala. Farewell.
Within this hall, we shared ceremonies, celebrations, and tragedy. I loved my family, and on one fateful day, I lost them all. Now I am all that remains of the once proud Menethil line, the last heir to a legacy that ended in shame.
So you ran away from the pain. I did too. But it was only when I stopped running that I understood. Those people out there, they're my family now.
But will they ever truly accept me, bearing a name forever stained by a brother's sins? Just as these flagstones are stained by my father's blood.
We are all the same here, Kalia. Seeking our place, despite everything we've lost. But it's a long road, and we will need your help.
Then, let us find our place together.
As Forsaken.
So it's not just going to be Kalia leading the Forsaken. They too will have the Desolate Council. And as a bonus, after doing this questline, we get the Dark Ranger customization, which we can use on our Night Elves, Blood Elves, or Void Elves. Now speaking of the Elves, and our final subject for today, Tyrande Whisperwinds and the Night Elves. They're called over by the Winter Queen.
Tyrande Whisperwind. You came to my realm in pursuit of justice. Did you find it?
I came here seeking vengeance. But within these groves, and by the light of Elune, I found something I feared lost. Hope.
And thanks to that choice, a sister's bond, once broken, has been mended. This tear was born of sorrow. Now it shall become a vessel of renewal. These souls were saved from the darkness of the moon. Unto them I have offered eternal tranquility in the boughs of Ardenweald. They have chosen instead to become part of a new beginning for their kin. This seed embodies the cycle of death and life. I offer it to you, Tyrande Whisperwind. May it bring your people happiness and peace.
On behalf of all the Kaldori, I thank you. Andu Falador. The Winter Queen called her gift a seed. Ysera, my beloved friend. Could it truly be so?
Yes. I sense this seed is touched by the dream as well as by Ardenweald. A symbol of the crucial balance between life and death.
Then it must be kept safe until it can take root.
I know of a place it can be protected, but it has been so long. Bring the seed to my daughter. Marithra will know where it should be taken.
Are you not returning to Azeroth with us? Surely the Winter Queen will allow you to—
When the Queen used her own essence to revive me from the Wild Seed, it bound my soul to this realm. I cannot leave it, not without great sacrifice.
Then tell us the price, and it shall be paid.
No, my friends. The Kaldori need you beside them once more. If Elune wills it, I shall soar through Azeroth's skies again. One day.
One day, perhaps. Dragonflight is the next expansion after all. But then again, perhaps it's time for her daughter to shine. Time is going to tell. But for now, we'll leave it here. You're up to speed on some of the major events that flowed out of the Shadowlands. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, see ya!